That's a real shame when folks be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Yes, sir.
Yes, have some.
All right, welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Listen live link is in the top right corner. You can follow along on Facebook. Just go find Nation of Jake on Facebook. Also at Nation of Jake on Twitter. And the live stream on the YouTube channel. That would be Nation of Jake on YouTube on this Thursday, June 27th. Year of our Lord 2019, rainy, 70 degrees. I don't know, about 9:15. The bottom fell out. A monsoon rushed through town. I guess it kind of started out east. My pops was on the golf course, and he said, yeah, we are just getting rained on. It was coming right our way. It was coming right for us as I looked to the north and to the east. And it was just dark sky, and yet it fell out. It's raining still a little bit, so if you're out there on the road, be safe if you're listening to the Nation of Jake in the car. Because as we know, rain makes Memphis drivers stupider. Okay, so the reaction to last night's Democrat debate is taking up most of the oxygen today, but there's other stuff going on. A couple of big Supreme Court rulings handed down today, one concerning gerrymandering and the other concerning the citizenship question on the census. We'll get into those along with a new app. There's a new app out there. I mean, you like apps. You got tons of them all over your phone. You got to get those things organized, by the way. I've seen your phone. It's just messy. There's apps everywhere. How do you even find anything in that big mess of apps? Well, this new app, it'll make you naked. That's right, an app that will knock your clothes right off your body. It will make you naked. And everybody's searching right now for naked app, aren't they? We'll get into that. We'll also check in with nationally syndicated columnist Ron Hart. We'll probably talk to him about maybe last night's debate, maybe tonight's debate, a preview of the second night of the Democrat debates. And a little bit, we'll talk about some news, some other news, some non-debate news on the news cruise. So that's what we have set up for you here today in the Nation of Jake on The Voice. But yeah, the Democrat debate last night. I did not watch the whole thing. I caught bits of it, and then afterwards, I went back on Twitter, and I saw some highlights. So I just want to top line this, okay? I can't get into specifics right now. I've got some clips, and we got a lot of those winners and losers lists. But just top line impressions that I got from what of it I saw. Again, I didn't watch it beginning to end. I didn't sit around. I've got a kid who had a fever. I had a buddy from out of town who was in. I don't get to see often. So I went out and had some beers and then made sure my kid was well. Had to go out and get some children's Motrin. She's got molars coming in. So yeah, sitting in front of a TV and watching the Democrat debate just wasn't going to happen. So just as a top line on this debate, with Elizabeth Warren as the only top-tier candidate last night on NBC, it had a very kids' table feel, didn't it? Now, when you kind of go back and watch the interactions, or if you go back and watch pieces of it, you didn't see one person who you thought, oh yeah, this is who is going to take on Donald Trump in 2020. I didn't get that off of any of the candidates from what I saw. Also, it's very hard to call something a debate when everyone on stage agrees on everything. That's a problem. That's not a debate. Because the modern Democrat Party being pulled to the left and pulled to the left, it doesn't reward free thinkers. And there's a problem with that in the Republican Party too, but this was a Democrat debate. You have to be in lockstep with the Democratic Party or you get canceled. Seriously, we saw it with Joe Biden, didn't we? Joe Biden reaffirmed his support for the Hyde Amendment, which he supported for 40 years, and then he got attacked on Twitter by the hardliners on the left, and then 24 hours later, he had flipped. He had 100%, he did a 180 on the Hyde Amendment from some pressure from the left. So it's you fall in line or you're done, and we're done with you. So it doesn't reward somebody kind of having different ideas. So it's really, how do you have a debate if you agree? Now, the candidates all have the same ideas. 100% the same. Some of them have different areas of focus. All right, now that's going to be how they're going to differentiate themselves on a debate stage, but there's little diversity of thought. Like with, everybody's saying, I can get on board with that. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll take it a step further. So it just becomes this big old virtue signal of, I hate income inequality more than you hate income inequality. Oh, I like abortion way more than you. I don't just want no limits on abortion. I want federally funded abortion. I want anybody and everybody to have an abortion who wants an abortion. Oh, you know what? I'll one up you. I want men to be able to have abortions. Yeah, that was actually a line of reasoning last night. And we'll get into more specifics in a minute. But with the Democrats and the lack of diversity of thought, it can't be a debate. You got to call it something else. I mean, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Maybe if you had moderators who will actually hold them to account on things like flip-flops. Hey, you used to support the Hyde Amendment, you don't anymore. Just for an example, maybe we'll see that tonight with Joe Biden on stage. Hold them to account things like flip-flopping, or maybe their voting records, or maybe claiming Native American heritage for decades, claiming to be Indian American on your applications to law school or for jobs or speaking engagements, whatever it is. I don't know. You didn't see any of that. I mean, the moderators, they didn't challenge these debaters at all. At the very least, and this is something that drives me crazy when I watch stuff like this, at the very least, make them answer the questions that are asked. How many times do you see that? It's a debate strategy. Don't answer the question that's asked. Answer the question you wish you had been asked. Find a way to pivot. Bend the question to you. Give the answer no matter what they ask that you want to give. You see it all the time. And you're like, hold on a second. Where are you on this, Chuck Todd? That is not the question you asked. We saw it a dozen times from Elizabeth Warren last night. And they just go, okay, yeah. I mean, she can just say whatever she wants. She used her 60 seconds. There's 10 people. We can't ask a follow-up, or then we won't be able to hear from Jay Inslee. We won't be able to hear from Tulsi Gabbard. So we have to move on. So she just wasted our time and answered a question that wasn't even asked. And we have some audio of that as well. By the way, as far as the moderators go, Chuck Todd, he's a host of Meet the Press. He's a partisan hack for sure, but he kind of has that just air of I'm a newsman, I'm a reporter. All right. But Rachel Maddow has no business moderating a debate for a national party. She has no business moderating anything. There's nothing moderate about her. For her to be some sort of unbiased moderator in a debate on NBC with the reputation that NBC News wants, no. Fox News did the Republican debates in 2016. If I recall this correctly, it was with Brett Baer and Megyn Kelly and maybe a few others. But they used their news reporters largely. And even with Megyn Kelly, who did her Kelly File and did her show, and it was probably had the conservative slant, she kind of made up for it. She kind of compensated for, her conservative leanings on her show by really going hard, especially after Donald Trump. If you recall that whole dust-up between Donald Trump and Megyn Kelly. But Fox News did not put Sean Hannity as a debate moderator during the Republican debates. And they should not have. That's the equivalent. If Fox News had Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson or maybe Bill O'Reilly at the time when he was on Fox as a debate moderator, that would be, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. But then NBC has Rachel Maddow, who is really just the left-wing Sean Hannity and the left-wing Tucker Carlson. She's heavily into opinion and conspiracy theories. She is not moderate. She's not unbiased. And she had no business there. NBC News should be embarrassed that that decision got through. Lester Holt, fine. Savannah Guthrie, fine. Chuck Todd, fine. Univision guy, fine. But Rachel Maddow, the one who's been beating the drum of the Mueller report for 2.5 years, she's closer to Alex Jones than she is Sean Hannity. But that said, the whole deal, it was inappropriate for her to even be there. And the technical difficulties. Now, listen, that kind of stuff happens. Happens every day. Happens all the time. A little hot mic moment. Usually hot mic moments are the best moments. They had to cut to break because somebody left the Savannah Guthrie's mic on. And I guess that she might have been in the bathroom. You don't know. She might have said anything. I mean, you never know. You got a remote lavalier mic on, and you don't know where the person is. And then the fader got left up, and you've got like an A1 and an A2, your audio guys, and they're running around trying to figure out, oh, which one's up? Where are they? Why didn't this get turned off? Oh, we pressed the wrong button. And so they all kind of freaked out a little bit. We've got all the audio and stuff coming up. We will get into some of the clips and some of the highlights of the debate last night. We'll preview tonight's debate, but it was less of a debate and more of a candidate showcase, wasn't it? It's more like, hey, here they are. There's 10 of them. We're not going to be able to get very deep if we're going to be fair and ask questions of all 10. So this is just your meet the candidates showcase of creeps. A creep showcase is what it came off as more so. No clear winner. There was a clear loser, but, there's 10 different publications who will give you the winners and losers of last night's debate. So we'll try to get through that and some debate highlights next, right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Appella is a nonprofit organization that is committed to the promotion of independence among their clients. Many seniors are not ready or do not need to move to an assisted living facility, but they need some help to continue living in their own homes. Appella's team of care specialists provide assistance with daily tasks that become difficult as our bodies age. Appella is locally operated and serves the North Mississippi area. Call them today at 662-429-3652 or visit appella.org.
The June edition of the Best Times is now available, and as always, it's filled with valuable and interesting information. There's one article everyone in the Mid-South should read about how and why to protect your identity, especially using your smartphone. Also, there's an interview with the new CEO of the Memphis Chamber of Commerce, Beverly Robertson. The Best Times is available at over 250 locations, including all Kroger stores, CVS pharmacies, the YMCA, and your local library. Pick up your copy and keep yourself informed. You'll be glad you did.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs, those little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
If you're in need of a professional cleaning service that takes your business as seriously as you do, call Jan Pro Cleaning Systems today. They understand how important it is to establish and maintain a professional image. That's why they offer the Jan Pro Signature Clean and the Jan Pro Guarantee. From regular scheduled cleaning to the tough stuff like stripping and waxing, buffing, carpet extractions, and detail cleaning, Jan Pro does it all. Call today for a free no-obligation quote. 901-683-4900. Insured and bonded for your protection. Jan Pro Cleaning Systems. Measurable cleaning, guaranteed results.
Since 1927, Memphis Jewish Home and Rehab has been invested in the health and happiness of each individual who enters their doors. They serve people and families of all faiths with compassion, dignity, and commitment. Named one of U.S. News & World Report's best nursing homes for 2017-2018. Memphis Jewish Home and Rehab was also named the #1 nursing home in the Mid-South by the Memphis Business Journal in 2019. Memphis Jewish Home and Rehab is located in a 77-acre park-like setting in Cordova. You can find out more on their website at memphisjewishhome.org.
I'm Ed Harrell with Your Kindness Moment. If you want to take a look at what some of the finest companies in customer service have in common, I'll tell you. Take a look at the Nordstroms, the FedExes, the Ritz-Carltons, the LL Beans. Peel back the layers and here's what you'll find. You'll find a culture based on values that permeates from the top of these companies through their employees and to their customers. These values involve the way that both customers and employees are treated, and a mission statement that hangs in their lobby. Every interaction, every engagement, every motion is executed with a particular intention based on those values. They have a mission, they know what it is, and they keep it top of mind. It's often referred to as constancy of purpose. Companies that have a mission, a constancy of purpose, stand out from the others. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
Tune in to Mind Your Business, hosted by Ronald Meredith of the Financial Center, every Sunday at 3 p.m. on The Voice. Ronald talks to local and national business and political leaders that will share what it takes to influence others and achieve high results. The ins and outs of planning a new business, raising the money you need, and making connections that count, and so much more. Join us every Sunday at 3 p.m. for Mind Your Business, right here on KWAM The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Run it all together, Nation of Jake. No spaces. You can do the same on Facebook and on Twitter if you want to get after me there. Instagram as well. So last night's Democrat debate, 24 candidates seeking the nomination for president in 2020 to go up against Donald Trump. 10 of them on stage last night. Doesn't allow to get too in-depth with any one candidate. There wasn't a lot of challenging going on by the moderators. That'll come later. As people drop out, the field will get smaller. You can kind of go in deeper on these debates. Maybe you can even have, debates on the economy. This will be a debate on the economy. This will be a foreign policy debate. And then they can kind of pare it down. And just to get more in-depth. I mean, I cover this stuff pretty much every day. I read all about these candidates. Kind of got a good handle on it. So for me, sitting around for 2 hours, watching all these folks go back and forth, very superficially, it really doesn't do it for me. Here's what it's all about. It's all about what the media says about the debate. I think the media is really in control here. It's the spin. They get in the spin room and they try to spin their performances into a win. But there were some clear winners and losers. No clear winner of the night. Nobody just slayed the rest and stood head and shoulders above the field. You didn't see any one candidate last night and say, oh yeah, I see this is the candidate who can take down Donald Trump. We're not there yet. That said, there are people who helped their case. There are people who hurt their case. And there are people who just kind of didn't do either, just kind of coasted through. Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, she was the top tier candidate, really the only one last night on stage. She just kind of coasted through. I mean, everybody's saying that she was a big winner. She definitely didn't lose any momentum. That said, she's a winner by default, I guess. I mean, she was up there with a bunch of people polling at 2 and 3%. But she did all those things that you hate in a debate. She dodged questions. I mean, left and right. She didn't answer the questions that were asked. And that's a strategy that people employ in debates. They just do the thing that you want to do, and soar with your strengths. Here's an example of Elizabeth Warren not answering the question that's asked. Here we go.
We talked about the Supreme Court. Do you have a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell if you don't beat him in the Senate? If he's still sitting there as the Senate Majority Leader, it's very plausible you be elected president with a Republican Senate. Do you have a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell?
All right, hold on a second. That it was a goofy question. It was a double-barrel question. Do you have a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell? So Elizabeth Warren answers.
I do.
All right, so in fairness, maybe she did answer the question. Do you have a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell? I do. There you go. I answered the question. Well, he's really asking, do you have a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell, and what is that plan? Maybe Chuck Todd could have been a little bit better with the phrasing of the question. But instead of explaining how she would deal with Mitch McConnell, should she be president and Mitch McConnell still be the Senate Majority Leader, what is it? How would you deal with divided government? How would you deal with a Republican-controlled Senate should you be elected president, Elizabeth Warren? And this is where she goes with it.
We are a democracy, and the way a democracy is supposed to work is the will of the people matters.
Okay, you're wrong. Number one, what does this have to do with dealing with Mitch McConnell? A, we're not a democracy. We're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic founded on democratic principles. Yes, we have democratically elected representatives who get together and they legislate, make laws, execute them, enforce them. We are not a democracy. Democracy is mob rule. Democracy is the 51% rules over the 49. And yeah, a lot of people are going, oh, you're one of those people who pushes up their glasses and says, actually, we're a republic. Well, yeah, because the difference matters. No matter what you say, it matters. And this is supposed to be Elizabeth Warren, super smart Harvard professor, policy wonk. And she wants to get out there and just say, we're a democracy, and the way a democracy works is the will of the people. No, it's not the way it works. It's not what we are. Go on, Miss Warren.
Now, we for far too long have had a Congress in Washington that has just completely dismissed what people care about across this country.
How do you figure? How do you figure they keep getting elected? Go.
They have made this country work much better for those who can make giant contributions, made it work better for those who hire armies of lobbyists and lawyers, and not made it work for the people. Well, here's how I see this happening. Number one, sure, I want to see us get a Democratic majority in the Senate. But short of a Democratic majority in the Senate, you better understand the fight still goes on. It starts in the White House, and it means that everybody we energize in 2020 stays on the front lines come January 2021. We have to push from the outside, have leadership from the inside, and make this Congress reflect the will of the people.
That's not a plan to deal with Mitch McConnell. That is not a plan to deal with divided government. All you're doing is screaming platitudes about fighting from the inside and pushing from the outside, and that's not a plan. And this is a woman who says, I've got a plan for everything. Oh, I've got a plan for that. I got a plan for the college debt. I got a plan for free college. I got a plan for Medicare for all. That's another thing she wants to do, is that she wants to get rid of private insurance. Now, she was unapologetically leftist last night. To her credit, she knows the audience, and so she just kind of went with who she is at this point. They asked candidates, who among you would get rid of private insurance? She was the first one to raise her hand. Boom. No problem. So 180 million people with private insurance who might like it and want to keep it will no longer have it if it's up to Elizabeth Warren. That will come back and haunt her later. And we'll get to that later. Other quote-unquote winners, Julian Castro, former mayor of San Antonio, and then he was the HUD secretary under President Obama. He benefited last night largely by beating up on Beto. You know, they're both from Texas. There's a lot of donors in Texas, a lot of money in Texas. I think that Julian Castro has been down in Texas, San Antonio specifically, for a long time, working hard. And then he sees the golden boy Beto with his meteoric rise in that Senate race in Texas, and he doesn't like it. So he decided to slap Beto around a little bit, and it was just over kind of immigration stuff. He just comported himself well there against Beto. But, beating up on Beto isn't hard because Beto is largely a goofy loser who makes a fool of himself every time he speaks. Cory Booker was there. He talked the most, did Cory Booker. He got the most talk time. He didn't embarrass himself, except when he tried to speak Spanish. Did you see, what was all the Spanish that was being spoken last night? It was like, hey, I'm going to speak this, what do they call it, law enforcement Spanish? That's what these guys were speaking. It wasn't Castilian. It wasn't Español de la Calle. It was law enforcement Spanish. You know, when the cops, they got it at gunpoint and say, Manos arriba. Well, Manos arriba. All right. El suelo. De rodillas. De rodillas en el suelo. Ahora. Ahora. So it's law enforcement Spanish. Listen to Cory Booker, who, honestly, the only reason he started speaking Spanish is because Beto started speaking Spanish, and all of a sudden, everybody's speaking Spanish. It was odd. Here we go with Booker's Spanish is awful.
La situación ahora es inaceptable. Este presidente ha atacado, ha demonizado los inmigrantes. Es inaceptable. Voy a cambiar esto.
All right, so, yeah, he sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger there, didn't he?
La situación ahora es inaceptable. Este presidente ha atacado.
Atacado. El presidente ha atacado. Inaceptable. Oh, terrible Spanish, my man. Listen, llevo 8 años estudiando español. Oh, puedo hablar un poquito. I would never, after 8 years of Spanish, I would never, nunca attempt that. Because it comes off as phony. It's like, all right, man, come on. And I appreciate you trying, I guess. But then Beto just started speaking Spanish to avoid questions. Yeah, he was asked some question about 70% tax rate, trying to get him to go on record about, a 70% tax rate, right? And then he just starts saying that he needs an economy that's fair for everybody, and then he just repeats what he said in Spanish. And it's somewhere, his Spanish isn't that bad. Here we go. Here's old Beto speaking the old Español.
Pero si queremos hacer eso, necesitamos incluir cada persona en nuestra democracia.
Este presidente ha atacado, ha demonizado los inmigrantes. Es inaceptable. Voy a cambiar esto.
So these guys going back and forth with their Spanish. It was kind of a mess. And then they had the technical difficulties. If you remember, and this wasn't as bad as, say, in The Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen. When his mic was still on, he was in the urinal, a Naked Gun moment, but they just couldn't get it together. Here we go.
Role for the federal government in order to get these guns off the streets.
Someone's got my binder.
What's happening? We are hearing our colleagues' audio. If the control room could turn off the mics. Yeah, if the control room could turn off the mics of our previous moderators, we will.
I think it's the prior moderators. We prepared for everything.
Guess what, guys?
We did not prepare for this.
We are going to take a quick break. We're going to get this.
We're going to take a quick break, kind of like Anderson Cooper does when people say crazy stuff about rape fantasies. So yeah, it was kind of a mess last night when you got that many people. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard was up there. She spoke, I guess, the third least. She's like the one person I would consider more of a free thinker, only because her focus is anti-interventionism. She's all about the ending all the wars and paring down the military. Tim Ryan, more just like a moderate Democrat, but he couldn't break through and stand out. Amy Klobuchar just kind of disappeared. They gave her like best zinger of the night when she talked about Donald Trump being all foam and no beer. And it's like, that's a lame analogy. It's kind of tired. It's the big hat, no cattle analogy, but for beer. And so she just kind of was like, meh. John Delaney is nearly nothing other than he looks like Bill Dauterive from King of the Hill. Bill de Blasio didn't hurt himself, but Bill de Blasio, let's face it, he's got no chance of being president of the United States. And then Jay Inslee, the former governor of Washington, barely said anything. But his whole thing is climate change is his number 1, 2, and 3 issue. So you've got, and then right now, all these candidates are just trying to find a win. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have to do much work. NBC is kind of doing that for her. Cory Booker, some people say he was a big loser last night. Some people say he didn't embarrass himself, so that's a win. Julian Castro, I guess it's a win for him because people actually now might know who he is. Beto, the clear loser at this point, just because nobody likes the guy. They're just kind of looking at him like, man, you were great when you were running against Ted Cruz, but now get out of here. Go to your sunken place or go on a vision quest again, Beto. And then the rest, it's just not much there. So it's kind of a showcase of creeps. There was nothing that, the wow moment that everybody's going to be talking about, especially because you've got a debate tonight. And then after tonight, we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow, chopping it all up. And everybody will have forgotten about the goofy Spanish and the technical difficulties and the real whole bunch of nothing that was the Democrat debate. All right, coming up in a little bit, I got some Ghostbusters news. I'm very excited about Ghostbusters, a continuation of the saga. Yeah, they've actually announced at least one of the Ghostbusters who will be in the new Jason Reitman film. And I got to tell you, they nailed it. It's perfect. But before we do that, I want to tell you about a new app that'll take clothes right off your body. Kinda. We'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News update. The Supreme Court has dealt the Trump administration a defeat in its plan to put a citizenship question on next year's census forms. The justice is ruling against the question, saying the administration failed to give an adequate explanation. New York Attorney General Letitia James.
And America is in a better position today than it was yesterday. This single question about one citizenship status could have a substantial undercount in next year's census, particularly of non-citizens and Latinos.
A high court ruled gerrymandering for partisan purposes is legal. CBS's Jan Crawford.
This is quite distinct from what the court has long ruled on, and that's racial discrimination in redistricting. Of course, states, if you draw an electoral map that dilutes minority votes, for example, in an improper way, the court will strike that down. This has nothing to do with those kind of issues in terms of racial discrimination in redistricting and gerrymandering.
CBS News Update, I'm Jim Shenlevy.
Did you know that your potential customers look at your website and determine your credibility within 8 seconds? Make sure your business reflects the quality service you provide. Contact Control-Alt Design for a free quote today. Today's marketplace is very competitive and you need a professional web presence. Control-Alt Design offers web design at a fraction of what the larger firms charge. Control-Alt Design has been helping local businesses stand out on the web for over 20 years. They also offer logo design, business card design, flyers, brochures, and more. See their work today at ControlAltDesign.com.
Triumph Bank strives to make banking easy for our customers. You have a lot of choices when it comes to banks, so we invite you to visit one of our local offices in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, and Arlington to see for yourself how our team, backed by our state-of-the-art online and mobile services, can simplify banking for you and your business. Triumph Bank, invested in our communities and making banking easy for you. Triumph is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. TriumphBank.com. Let's talk growth.
At Amish Excellence, they specialize in custom-crafted solid hardwood furniture. Their furniture is made in the USA by Amish craftsmen with deeply held beliefs in integrity of workmanship and concern for lasting beauty, built to last for generations. They'll love working with you in choosing the perfect design to create your unique furniture. Amish Excellence, 3601 South Houston Levee Road. Exquisite furniture, reasonably priced, remarkably superb, and uniquely yours.
Love everything about cars? Then check out my show, Auto Talk Live. I'll talk about everything automotive, from new cars to cool tech and car buying tips. Your escape from politics, reality shows, and everyday life. It's educational and entertaining. So join me, JP Paluga, every Friday from 8 to 9 a.m. for Auto Talk Live. Live on KWAM The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990.
This is Clark Howard. I want to tell you something very important for your wallet if you are somebody who's a diligent saver for your future. And that is that most of us at our places of work, if we have access to a 401k, are offered the choice of a traditional 401k or what's known as the Roth 401k. Traditional, it's money that's not been taxed yet. Roth version, it's money that is after tax. So most people, regardless how much money they make, automatically go into the traditional because you think it's such a good deal to get that upfront tax break. But what you're missing is that later in life when you retire, every penny in that traditional will be taxed. Every penny, everything you earn, the whole kit and caboodle is tax-free in the Roth. Almost all of us would do better in the Roth 401k, not the traditional.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Listen live link is in the top right corner. If you're on Facebook, you can follow along. Nation of Jake on Facebook. If you want to get after me on the Twitter, you can do that. I caution you, Twitter's a cesspool, but I'm there too, at Nation of Jake. And if you want to watch the show, check me out on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Nation of Jake. Run it all together and subscribe, and then tell your friends about the Nation of Jake. I've also got the 2-minute show up at the Nation of Jake YouTube channel. You can check that out as well if you don't have 2 hours. Hell, do the show in 2 minutes. Doesn't take that long. All right, so we've talked about, social media these days. It's a subject of a lot of controversy. Zuckerberg over at Facebook, He took a beating because he allowed somebody to keep up a doctored, slowed-down photo of Nancy Pelosi that made her appear drunk. And they said, no, listen, that's just a video that somebody manipulated, and they put on their own private page, and we're not going to take it down. Now, a deep fake is different. A deep fake is a video that looks real. You could make the President of the United States declare war on Iran in a deepfake video, and it looks so real, you could cause some major problems. Making everybody think that Nancy Pelosi is drunk, that's not going to cause too many problems. But you could, with a deepfake video, do some nefarious things. All right, so they're trying to crack down on deepfakes, but here's the thing about it, man. The Technology keeps getting better and better and better. Now, we've got a guy who goes by Alberto. Maybe he's buddies with Cory Booker and Beto O'Rourke. Alberto, check it out. He's a programmer. He has created an app called Deep Nude. Deep Nude. A program that uses artificial intelligence to generate convincing nude photos from any input. Alberto insists he created the app out of scientific curiosity. I'm not a voyeur, he says. I'm a technology enthusiast continuing to improve the algorithm. Deepfake technology is a method of creating photos and even video of anyone and making it appear as if they're saying or doing anything the creator desires. Anything. Early examples have focused on the danger that it poses to politics, where a high-profile leader can be made to say inflammatory things about an opponent or a social group. In such cases, the images or video can travel so quickly through social media that the damage is done long before deepfake can be debunked. But now, surprisingly late, deepfakes have come to pornography, sparking outrage and revulsion among parents and women's groups, and just decent people everywhere. On Alberto's website, Deep Nude is described as an artificial intelligence X-ray app. You know, like the old X-ray glasses with the spirals on the eyes. Ooh la la. You put on the X-ray glasses, look at a nice looking lady. Oh, Pee Wee Herman did that. He did in Big Adventure. And when he's in the magic shop. Shrunken head. Regular size. Oh, jumbo. All right, so Alberto's got this app. And what you can do is you can upload a photo and it'll take the clothes off of the photo. You got a photo of Taylor Swift. Upload the photo of Taylor Swift into the app. And then boom, you got naked Taylor Swift, right? Very creepy thing to do. Disgusting. The sales pitch boasts, we've developed an advanced artificial intelligence algorithm that allows you to remove clothes from photos. You know what if you had a photo and you just wanted to change the clothes off of it? And just like change the clothes. Hey, I didn't like that outfit. Now strip me down naked and then Photoshop another outfit on me. At present, the algorithm only works on pictures of women. Come on, Alberto, really? When tech site Motherboard tried to process an image of a man, the app replaced his trousers with lady parts. Just terrifying. Who knows? Maybe it was a trans man. Sophie Mortimer, a helpline manager from the UK revenge porn helpline, told the Daily Star Online the development of such deepfake technology clearly has the potential to become a major issue for victims of intimate image abuse. So, we've got this app. The guy who wrote it just says, hey, I'm just curious. I'm a programmer. I just want to perfect the algorithm. By the way, if you upload a photo into Deep Nude and it strips the clothes off of Eva Mendes, it still has a watermark that says this is fake. Although, you know, the examples given on this website, on Daily Star's website, they're censored because these would be explicit images that I don't want to have surfed over to on the servers here at KWAM The Voice, because I think that George, he frowns on that kind of thing. You don't want to get in trouble with the boss man. That said, they do look convincing. It's a pretty good algorithm that Alberto has put together. That said, yeah, I could see where that's creepy. I mean, creepy as hell. Not to the level of somebody getting into your bathroom and taking videos of you like they did to Erin Andrews way back when, or when Jennifer Lawrence's nudes leaked from her phone. I mean, that's a true violation of privacy. But this, I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, the technology is really advanced to be able to take an actual photo of somebody like Kim Kardashian. Why would you do that to Kim Kardashian, though? I mean, she'll go pose nude anywhere, anytime. Cover of magazines, her own Instagram, whatever it is. So, I mean, those all exist. But maybe you want to see somebody nude who has never bared all, and so you just easily upload their photo into an app and then boom, they're naked. I mean, not really naked, but see, in my day, if you wanted to fake a nude photo of somebody, you had to do a full-on Photoshop head swap. And we see this stuff all the time, man. All these creeps and weirdos. They did this to Sarah Palin a lot. They would take Sarah Palin's face and put her on somebody else's body, and they would do this to a lot of ladies, get this treatment. And it's not right. It's creepy. It's goofy, but it's not an invasion of privacy. It's not like somebody's creeping up and taking actual nude photos of them. Alberto said he was inspired to create Deep Nude by ads for gadgets like X-ray glasses that he saw while browsing magazines from the 60s and 70s, which he had access to during his childhood. The logo for Deep Nude, a man wearing the spiral glasses, is an homage to those ads. So Alberto is just doing a few things here. He's just trying to advance the technology, and he's just having a little fun, novelty kind of deal. Maybe try to make a little money. I think that the app will probably not be available in the App Store. And that's really it. I mean, doesn't Apple have the monopoly on this thing? I mean, I guess App Store, Apple Store, App Store, Android Store. I mean, it'd be easy to kind of put the kibosh on this. You know, don't make it for sale. This violates our terms and conditions. But isn't it like the way of the world now? I mean, we've got filters that can turn men into women. You got filters that can turn you into a dog or a monkey or a beast or something like that. So, I mean, it's one of those deals where it's only a huge deal if you make it one. I mean, if it says this is fake and say you're somebody who got uploaded into the Deep Nude app, I mean, what's fake is fake. That's not even real. It's not what I look like naked. That algorithm is all off. I look way better than that naked. I will say this. What doesn't work in the favor for Alberto here is the fact that he made it only ladies. Only ladies could be disrobed in his app. That's a little bit scandalous. Alberto, can't trust him. All right, coming up, there's an update on the new Ghostbusters that's coming out. Yeah, some of the casting has been released for the much anticipated Jason Reitman return to Ghostbusters. And I'll tell you who is going to be the star next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM, The Voice salutes our seniors all month long. Baby boomers are hitting retirement with vitality and vigor that's redefining how senior communities are designed and health care is administered. Estimates show that by 2050, there'll be 83.7 million people 65 and older. On average, seniors are the most affluent demographic in America, with seniors having 5 times the net worth of the average American. Today's seniors are redefining aging. They'll play games remotely with their grandkids or read the news on their iPads. In America, seniors use more internet than any other age group. KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by
Robinwood Retirement Resort, an all-inclusive senior living community that is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. For more information, call 901-381-8949. Ave Maria's Rehab Greenhouses, personalized care in a home environment. For more information, call 901-386-3211.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
Renew, refresh, and rejuvenate in Ave Maria's Rehab Greenhouses. After surgery or a hospital stay, you want to get back to your normal lifestyle. If you can't recover at home, Ave Maria's Rehab Greenhouses provide the transitional care you need to heal mind, body, and spirit. Experienced staff offer physical therapy, speech, and occupational therapy. Enjoy private suites, chef-prepared meals, therapy garden, and more. Ave Maria's Rehab Greenhouses, personalized care in a home environment. For more information, call 901-386-3211.
ATC Fitness would like to announce their new partnership with Silver Sneakers. That's right, ATC Fitness now accepts Silver Sneakers members. ATC Fitness is your local, family-owned 24-hour gym. Get started on the right track with their easy-to-follow instructions and demonstrations. Remember, if you are a Silver Sneakers member, come to any ATC Fitness throughout the Mid-South. Check them out online at atcfitness.com to find the nearest location to you.
Planning for retirement can be confusing and overwhelming. Tune in to the Servant Retirement Show to hear the current news and events today's retirees need to know. Every Saturday morning at 8 on KWAM, The Voice, AM 990. If you want to talk to Dan Groban or Philip Menard today about your retirement plans, call the team at Servant Advisors Group, 855-260-1000. That's 855-260-1000. Get started on the path toward a comfortable retirement today. 855-260-1000.
The special event florist for the Mid-South is Lynn Doyle Flowers. They are famous for creating incredible floral arrangements and are available to fill even your last-minute needs. From the simple to the magnificent, their staff can create unique arrangements for your special occasion. Flowers always bring a smile, make someone's day, and for fast, convenient delivery, call Lynn Doyle Flowers today at 901-323-4521 or visit their beautiful new location at 6225 Old Poplar Pike.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. All right, in a little bit, we will preview tonight's Democrat debate, night 2, with the frontrunner Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders will be there. Mayor Pete will be there. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll also check in with Ron Hart, nationally syndicated columnist. I did see this as I was scrolling through the Twitter. It's a video, just a handheld iPhone video of the firehouse where Ghostbusters was filmed there in New York City. And that was, the whole deal and where it took place. And it's somebody talking about the upcoming Ghostbusters. This is from the official Ghostbusters Twitter account.
Taking pictures of this magnificent building. And really, can you blame them? Can you blame them? It's such an epic film. I love it. I'm a fan. When I heard that Jason Reitman was going to be doing a new version in the fall, and my agents called him and said, "Hey, Jason, we hear there's a part of a young, semi-young, strapping man that needs to be cast. Who are you going to call?" When I heard that they were going to call me, well, as you can imagine, I nearly slimed myself.
That's Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd will be cast in the new Ghostbusters film directed by Jason Reitman. This will be a return to the original Ghostbusters universe. And if you've listened to this show at all, maybe you know, that I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. Ghostbusters is one of the most important films of my life. And Paul Rudd is perfect for this. All right, and here's why. Paul Rudd is about at the career arc where Bill Murray was. Maybe he's past it. I don't know. Some people are like, oh, don't put Paul Rudd in it. Everybody knows him as Paul Rudd. He's a big star. Well, the guys in Ghostbusters were big stars when they did Ghostbusters. In fact, Bill Murray had already done Caddyshack, and he'd already done Stripes, and he'd already done Meatballs. All right, so this was an up-and-comer in comedy, was Bill Murray. He was a star, and in the film, he was Bill Murray. That's all he was doing, is Bill Murray thing. Paul Rudd can be the same kind of guy in a different way, but as far as his career arc. But don't forget, Ghostbusters was going to have Eddie Murphy in it, too. And these guys were all, like, on top of their games at the time, so I'm for it. I like Paul Rudd. I like Ghostbusters, and I cannot wait for this to come out. All right, tonight's debate and some headlines coming up in the Nation of Jake.
KWAM, your news and information station with CBS News updates every hour on the hour. KWAM Memphis. This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Jim Sheneby. The Supreme Court has struck down the Trump administration's efforts to put a citizenship question on next year's census forms without ruling on the merit of the question itself. CBS's Jan Crawford reports the administration has no one to blame but itself.
John Roberts, with the 4 liberals, looked at the explanations that the Commerce Department gave for why they wanted a citizenship question and said, we're not buying that. It's just not good enough. There's a lot of evidence that, you said it was for the Voting Rights Act, but, it looks to me like you wanted that question even before you start talking about that. You asked the DOJ to kind of gin that up at the last minute. So go back and give us a better explanation.
On the matter of political districting, the High Court ruled that gerrymandering for partisan purposes is constitutional. CBS News legal analyst Jonathan Turley says Chief Justice Roberts played a key role in that decision as well.
In his view, in the majority, this is a political question. The states and even Congress can weigh in on how to design districts, but Roberts says it is not the function of the court to do so.
The House reportedly will be voting on the Senate version of a border funding bill after Republicans dug in their heels on that Senate Shelby-Leahy bill, saying it's already a compromise. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy.
I think everybody in this body knows that Senate bill will pass. I think everybody in their heart knows that's where we're going to end up. But do we have to go through it one more time?
One round of debate in the books. Tonight, 10 more Democrats will be on stage in Miami. CBS's Allison Keyes is there with a preview.
2 of the best known are on stage tonight. That's Senator Bernie Sanders and former Vice President Joe Biden. People are going to be talking about everything from climate change to immigration to the census. And several of the candidates today visited a child protection agency in Homestead, Florida. But the important issue for voters that I've spoken to is they want to know which of these candidates have the chance to beat President Trump.
Federal health officials admitted this past season's flu vaccine was a bust. Correspondent Gary Nunn.
The vaccine was effective early on, but essentially worthless later, turning out to be a major mismatch against the flu strain that eventually surfaced. Overall effectiveness was put at 29%. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says it was one of the lowest levels in recent years. Vaccines are formulated every year to protect against 3 or 4 different types of flu virus based on predictions of what strains will make people sick the following winter, fluctuating from one season to the next.
The 2018-19 flu season was a rough one in the U.S., with a death toll close to 57,000. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 28, the Nasdaq up 51. This is CBS News.
Would you risk your career or your life to go up against a big company if they were doing something wrong? Meet people who did. Whistleblower on CBS Friday.
You probably want to eat healthy, but getting enough organic fruits and vegetables into your diet every day is not only time-consuming, it's expensive. That's why at Texas Superfood, we've created a blend of the best USDA organic, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, powerful enzymes and probiotics, and energizing herbs, all in a convenient capsule or powder. We call it Texas Superfood Complete Organic. Hi, I'm naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, and I invented Texas Superfood almost 20 years ago with one goal in mind: to help people like you who lead busy lives get the all-natural nutrition that every one of us needs and deserves. So if you can't, won't, or don't eat all your organic fruits and vegetables every day, Texas Superfood Complete Organic makes eating healthy easy. See our full line of quality nutritional products at TexasSuperfood.com or call us at 855-TEXAS-55. That's 855-TEXAS-55. TexasSuperfood.com.
Where will you find the nation's worst drivers? Matt Piper reports.
Baltimore's Highway 695 is home to the worst drivers in America. That's according to Allstate Insurance's just-issued Safe Drivers Report 2019. The annual report ranks the nation's 200 metro areas according to how often their residents get into accidents. Coming in next is Highway 205 in Washington, D.C., Route 93 in Boston, Main Street in Worcester, Massachusetts, and rounding out the top 5, the 134 freeway in Glendale, California. About 6.4 million U.S. drivers got into wrecks during 2017, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Reservations open today for the Taco Bell Hotel and Resort in Palm Springs, California, which opens up in August. All 70 available rooms were taken in just 2 minutes. Rooms started at $169 a night. Jim Sheneby, CBS News.
Did you know that the IRS is getting more aggressive these days? They're using private agencies to track you down and even started taking away passports. Don't wait. If you owe more than $10,000, take advantage of the Fresh Start Initiative, a program in place that can help you now. You can save thousands and possibly have your taxes forgiven. Join the thousands of taxpayers who made the call to get protection from IRS collections. Call the experts at Oxford Tax Partners now about the Fresh Start program. If you qualify, it'll stop the IRS collection agencies from coming after you. Let the IRS negotiation experts at Oxford Tax Partners get you protected once and for all. Call the hotline now at 800-575-1919. That's 800-575-1919. There's help for those of you who owe $10,000 or more, but it's important that you take action before these programs change. Call the tax experts at Oxford Tax Partners for a free consultation now at 800-575-1919. 800-575-1919. That's 800-575-1919.
Jay, I need my money! You want to work here, get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Also, follow along on Facebook page, Nation of Jake. Twitter handle on the Twitter, Nation of Jake. Check out my photos on Instagram, Nation of Jake. Do all of those things whenever you want, all right? Because you can get it on demand too, as well as the Nation of Jake podcast, which will be on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker. All the programs since I started this show on October 1st on The Voice are on the Nation of Jake podcast. So there's a long record of the things I've said, which honestly, I forget what I say pretty much right after I say it. All right, I know what points I make. I know what principles I hold, but sometimes I say things and I forget that I had said those. Like, I did not know I used those words to describe that thing. So I have a reminder, and if you want to go back and listen to any of the shows, good luck, man. There's a lot of them. A lot of 2-hour programs, but I also do something called the 2-minute show. So if you ever get behind on the news of the day and what we covered here in the Nation of Jake, you can just go check it out on the 2-minute show. That is also available on YouTube and a lot of times on the Facebook page. A lot of ways to get the Nation of Jake. I hope you like it. Hope you dig it. Hope we get to do this for a long time to come. So today, a lot of people are chopping up last night's Democrat debate. There are no clear winners. All right, there's not one person who stood out as the eventual nominee or a candidate who can beat Donald Trump. Honestly, the ideas that were thrown around last night, Medicare for all, canceling student debt, abortions for everyone, including those without uteruses or wombs, very odd to me. Didn't really speak to me. I'm not really the target. I'm not going to applaud all these folks on their terrible ideas. That said, just from a performance standpoint, you got to give it to Elizabeth Warren. She's going to get a lot of help from NBC. She was the top-tier candidate on stage among a bunch of other creeps and weirdos and losers. So she's kind of by default your winner. And that's kind of what people are taking away. Other candidates were able to help or hurt themselves. Beto is the clear loser. He did not do himself any favors last night. Can you imagine that guy being president? I mean, just look at him. Just look at Beto O'Rourke. Listen to him. Watch him speak with his hands and try to explain his ideas. Can you imagine that guy being president? In a completely different way than I never imagined Trump being president, mind you. But I couldn't vote for Beto O'Rourke. I could never, ever. I'll vote against Beto O'Rourke, yes. That you have my pledge. I will vote against the man, never for the man. All right, so, I mean, there you have it. Warren won, Beto lost. Castro did himself some favors. De Blasio, he may have benefited from last night. Tulsi Gabbard, she was the most Googled after the fact. She won the Drudge Report poll. So I'm not sure if any of that matters because you've got an entire news cycle happening today, a couple of Supreme Court cases, rulings that were handed down. One concerning this census question. Donald Trump, for the 2020 census, wants to put a question on there regarding citizenship, which honestly makes all the sense in the world. I mean, what are we doing in the census? We are counting citizens. We want to find out how many citizens are in the United States. What is our population? How many citizens are there of this country? And if we don't figure out who's a citizen and who's not, how can you have an accurate number? Unless you just say the census is a number of people in the country, regardless if they're citizens or not. So there was the ruling that that question cannot go on the census based on the fact that they didn't like the reasoning. It's like, you know what? Maybe at some point that question can be on, but you didn't show your work, which to me, I think that's garbage. The Supreme Court is there to determine whether or not laws are constitutional. Are they constitutional? Are they not constitutional? Does this fly in the face of constitutional law, or would this be allowed by constitutional law? And I think you should always err on the fact that if it's not in the Constitution, then it's allowed. So for me, maximum freedom is kind of my deal. That said, I'm not going to get up in arms about it. I'm not going to freak out about it. There are some people. Now, Donald Trump is saying he may try to delay the census until they can get all the stuff worked out to where they can get the question on there. But I didn't like the ruling only because of the way they ruled on it. And I always go back to the Obamacare ruling. President Obama said Obamacare, the individual mandate, was not a tax. And they said this is not a tax on the American people. And then they go before the Supreme Court and they argue that it is a tax. And it's like, hold on a second. You told the American people it wasn't a tax. Now you're arguing it is a tax. And that Congress has the power to tax. And therefore it was constitutional under the tax. But it's like, that's not what they told us. So I guess it's just two sides of the same coin. Roberts, by the way, Justice Roberts was the guy who determined that the census question, he was the swing vote on there. Then the other ruling is this deal about gerrymandering. Apparently, gerrymandering for political purposes is not unconstitutional. It's not under the purview of the Supreme Court or of the federal government, because all those things are done at the state level unless it is, say, racial. If it's done for racial purposes, then that would be unconstitutional, but partisan gerrymandering is fine. If states do what they want, they draw up their own districts based on who's elected. Those are the guys who get it. To the victor go the spoils, that kind of deal, I guess. I'm not going to read the Supreme Court opinions. I'll read an excerpt. I know that the liberal justices, like Elena Kagan, they don't like that ruling. Like, no, this flies in the face of democracy. And it's like, well, there's that word again, democracy. Is it constitutional? Is it not? It's all I want out of you. That's all I want out of you. I would love to see a Supreme Court opinion written out that just says, this law is unconstitutional. Therefore, it is being struck down. That's my opinion. Love, Neil Gorsuch. 'Cause I said so. Unconstitutional, that's it. So you've got all that stuff going on. So people are all up in arms about, it was a big win for the Democrats to not have the census question about citizenship on the 2020 census. And then they're just saying that, gerrymandering benefits Republicans. Big win for Republicans. It's like, does it? I think it benefits both sides. There are plenty of gerrymandered districts that is kind of like, hey, Democrat, yes, Republican, we're going to gerrymander this to where, we've got a Democrat and a Republican districts next to each other. That way we can stay here forever. You got it there, Republican. I got you, Democrat. Ralph and Sam. They They don't care. They just want their seats. That's really it. They just want the seat. These are the people who benefit from these state lawmakers drawing up these lines. So now we can move on to tonight's debate, a little bit of a primer. We'll do that with Ron Hart. How about we will preview tonight's debate with Ron, maybe get his thoughts on last night, preview what's going to happen tonight when Biden and Sanders get together on the stage. I hope Bernie speaks Spanish tonight. Wouldn't that be something? I would love to hear Bernie Sanders speak Spanish. Tell all these nice people in Miami, all these nice Cuban immigrants, first, second generation Cuban immigrants, that they don't need 18 types of deodorant in the grocery store. That would be fantastic. No necesitas usted 18 tipos de deodorantes en la tienda. No necesita usted. Democratario socialísimo. Gracias. Anoche. I would love to hear him do that. All right, we're going to get in with Ron Hart, and we'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
Looking for a cool way to get a new home comfort system without breaking the bank? The Advantage program from Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning gets you a high-quality home comfort system for one low monthly rate. There's no money down, never a charge for repairs, and seasonal tune-ups are free. Right now, get a new home comfort system as low as $99 a month and no additional charges ever. Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning today at 866-EXPERTS or visit ServiceExpertsMemphis.com.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
I'm Ed Parami, the owner of JanPro, the franchise that helps you be your own boss. JanPro is now the fastest growing franchise in the entire world for the second year in a row by Entrepreneur Magazine. We are growing so fast we need new business owners right here in Memphis right now. So if you want to be your own boss and open your own business, call JanPro at 901-683-4900 to see just how easy it is to be your own boss. For as little as $950 down, you can be a part of JanPro. Don't waste another minute. Call 901-683-4900.
ATC Fitness would like to announce their new partnership with Silver Sneakers. That's right, ATC Fitness now accepts Silver Sneakers members. ATC Fitness is your local, family-owned 24-hour gym. Get started on the right track with their easy-to-follow instructions and demonstrations. Remember, if you are a Silver Sneakers member, come to any ATC Fitness throughout the Mid-South. Check them out online at atcfitness.com to find the nearest location to you.
Appella is a nonprofit organization that is committed to the promotion of independence among their clients. Many seniors are not ready or do not need to move to an assisted living facility, but they need some help to continue living in their own homes. Appella's team of care specialists provide assistance with daily tasks that become difficult as our bodies age. Appella is locally operated and serves the North Mississippi area. Call them today at 662-429-3652 or visit appella.org.
The special event florist for the Mid-South is Lindoyle Flowers. They are famous for creating incredible floral arrangements and are available to fill even your last-minute needs. From the simple to the magnificent, their staff can create unique arrangements for your special occasion. Flowers always bring a smile, make someone's day, and for fast, convenient delivery, call Lindoyle Flowers today at 901-323-4521 or visit their beautiful new location at 6225 Old Poplar Pike.
Meriton provides services for seniors focused on making them feel independent and improving their quality of life, whether that's through work opportunities or being able to age in their own home. Meriton offers programs such as in-home care, including meal prep, household chores, home health with skilled nursing and therapy services, and employment for low-income seniors through job training and a paid part-time placement program. Call them today at 901-766-0600. Meriton, well-being, independence, quality, and compassion. When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631. Miracles are happening in genetic testing and disease screening. As they say, knowledge is power, and Momentum Community Care offers you a chance to get early detection of cancers you may be genetically inclined to, and help develop a preventative treatment plan if needed. It's called CGX and PGX screening. The best news is that it's fully covered by Original Medicare Part B and most insurances. Call Jason Abbott at Momentum Community Care now for more information at 901-218-4425.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990. We're online, KWAMthevoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube, the channel. Very easy to find, Nation of Jake. Also on Facebook, Nation of Jake. Twitter, Nation of Jake. On Instagram, you guessed it, I'm Nation of Jake. Just anywhere you go on the internet, I'm very easy to find. In a little bit, we're going to hop on the news cruise. We've got a bunch of headlines to get to, both locally and nationally. This is Thursday. Usually about this time on Thursdays, we check in with Ron Hart, nationally syndicated columnist. This is no different this Thursday. We're still got Ron Hart on. Ron, what's up?
How you doing, Jake?
I'm all right, brother. How's it going?
Oh, enjoyed a mild summer. Very mild summer, it seems.
No, not here, buddy. We got a lot of butt sweat in the forecast.
Yeah, it must be coming this way then. Where you guys get, we get this way eventually. So.
All right. So Ron, did you check out the debate last night?
Yeah, I thought it was about 2 minutes worth all I could stand. How much free stuff they could give away. I can watch that or The Price is Right or some show on TV where they give stuff away.
Yeah, my main takeaway is that, yeah, I mean, you're right. They just want to give out free stuff, but they all want to give out the free stuff just to varying degrees.
Yeah, I think they're just the only delineation is how much free stuff and to whom they get it. They're just basically buying votes. They're promising people, like reparations now, Elizabeth Warren, reparations for same-sex marriage people. I'm going to get some of that because I've been pretty much having the same sex for 35 years, so I'm going to get that.
Nice.
I'm getting line to fill out that form. And then, you got reparations for slavery, of course, they talk about that. Generations. So Michael Jordan and Michael Irving, Irving Johnson and all the wealthy African-Americans, Tyler Perry, they get reparations for how terrible this country's done them. Where an Appalachian kid does not get anything in a trailer up in Appalachia. So it's just nuts. This whole thing is nuts. It's pandering. If you are on the receiving end of reparations, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not very ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of them for giving it to you and just deny it. So I'm not a victim. Try not to be a victim. They're trying to make victims of everyone and be strong and don't be a victim.
Yeah, and it's Elizabeth Warren, taking center stage last night. She was like the only top-tier candidate up there. And every time, she comes out with a new plan, and everybody's falling in love with her being so smart because, she's a professor at Harvard, and she's so highly decorated with her education. But it's just the same thing. The whole deal is just tax and spend, and there's no real idea there. There's no real idea other than we're going to take money from the uber wealthy, wealth tax, 70% top tax rate, whatever it is, and we're just going to give stuff to people. There's nothing creative about it. There's nothing that really taps into the real incentive of what people want and what motivates people. It kind of flies in the face of how our country was founded. Government get out of the way, let the people prosper. And it's I don't know if it's going to fly in a general election. I mean, right now, she stands atop the heap when you got Cory Booker and Beto O'Rourke around. But I mean, where do you see this go? I mean, what did you witness last night?
Understand that no country can sustain itself by the government giving you things, right? It gets you basically hooked on government assistance. I mean, the first hit of meth is always free, and always the cheese in the trap is always free. So you got to watch that. I mean, I think people know better than that. There's like 4 or 5 million people are off food stamps now with a good economy. The good economy really rises everybody's boat up, as John Kennedy said. And that's what Trump has done. He's kind of unleashed the animal spirits in the markets. And if you can't get a job right now, it's really your fault. There's so many jobs out there.
Well, that's the other thing, Ron. That's the other thing. Somebody like Elizabeth Warren or whoever the hell's up there on stage, they'll say, this economy's not working for everybody. And it's like, but hold on a second. 72% of people say that it is. I mean, people are pretty happy with the way the economy's going. So what is this alternate reality where there's not just 3.6% unemployment and 3.2% GDP growth and a healthy stock market? I mean, what are they even talking about?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I think people, they're playing to the worst inclinations of people to want something for free that other people get for you. I mean, it's kind of like if you go to McDonald's, you get the Bernie Sanders specials where you order all you want of food and the guy behind you in line pays for it. I mean, it's just you're pushing this debt down to kids. It's really shameful. It's very selfish. You get out there and work. I mean, where's the pride in American work? Where's the pride in your self-worth by going out there to work? If someone gives you something like that, they own you. It's not their money to give. It's not like they're Bill Gates and Melinda Gates philanthropists giving you money they earned. They're giving you money, tax dollars, that they're taking from other people by force, and they're giving you money just for your vote. So you're being duped. And I think the African American community particularly has kind of figured that out with the Democrat Party. Every city where they're in charge, the cities are a mess. They've not helped the plight of the African Americans in the last 50 years since the Great Society. And if you talk about reparations, we spent $22 trillion on the Great Society since Lyndon Johnson, and that's pretty much reparations right there if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I was actually online reading some arguments for reparations, and somebody said, we're not talking about cutting a check. We're talking about programs to help the African-American community in impoverished areas. And I was like, haven't we been doing that? I mean, for 50, 60, 70 years?
There's no better program than the job. Yeah, the job's the best program you can get. And it helps the family. It gives the parents dignity to bring home a check every night. It doesn't raise the kids in that swallow and that circular nothingness of dependency. A check, seeing the dad and or mom get up every morning, go to work, bring home a check, raise the family, go to church. That's what society is. It's not, Venezuela didn't work out. Cuba hadn't worked out. North Korea, Russia hadn't worked out. Socialism where people are paid. People are starving right now in Cuba. They're eating animals down there. So like ostriches and rats and things like that in Cuba right now. They promise you, socialism promise you, free health care, free education, and free money and free job. But what they can't solve for is breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right, and it's also a little asterisk that says "while supplies last." They only get the while.
Is bare.
Yeah. While supplies last, all this stuff is free. All right, so we got a lot of that stuff out of Elizabeth Warren and that crew of creeps last night. I mean, nobody else really broke through. I didn't see anybody who could really take on Donald Trump and beat him last night. But here's the problem with having a debate split into 2 nights, because by tomorrow, after tonight's debate, everybody forgot about that first one. There were too many.
Yeah.
There were too many candidates on stage. You couldn't get really deep into anybody's ideas. So it was more just like a showcase, a creep showcase up there.
Right, and most of the ideas are unworkable anyway. They're just pie in the sky promises to give people something for nothing.
Right.
That's all they are. There's nothing ingenious about this. There's nothing cutting edge. There's nothing that's self-perpetuating in terms of a good economy, creating jobs. It's just, I'm going to give you this for your vote. You're going to give me. And they're also, as you know, right now, pandering for the Democrat primary vote. Those are the most dependent people who want the government to give them stuff for free of anybody. The Republicans go a little different route sometimes. They start playing the abortion game, or they start playing their religious right game to get the evangelicals vote from the Republican primaries. But the Democrat primaries, you look at people that get out there, activists who think they're owed something, and they're going to get back at the wealthy people and take their money, et cetera. So You look at what someone like a Gates, I said Bill Gates, who made a lot of money in Microsoft. The guy can only eat one steak a day. He can only eat wear one pair of shoes a day, right? So his life doesn't change that demonstratively when he has his money. What he does do is turn around and efficiently, with results, give the money away. I mean, they give money to I think they gave some money to Memphis school recently, or Chattanooga school, Howard recently. They expect in return quantifiable metrics to say, hey, this money made a difference and we did something good with it. Government doesn't do that.
No, there was a kid from Memphis who got one of those Gates scholarships, and now he's over at ETSU. He's going to study engineering. I mean, this kid got like $5 million in scholarships, and this kid was homeless. This kid's father died, I think, his sophomore year of high school, and then he figured, hey, my best way out of this is to go and work hard and get good grades, and he did. And he got $5 million worth of scholarships, and those scholarships came from Bill Gates, who didn't get his money from the government. Bill Gates got his money because he had a great idea and he built a business in his garage. Ron Hart is in the Nation of Jake. All right, Ron, it might be a little bit more fun tonight to watch the debates, I think. I think the lineup's a little bit more compelling because you've got the front-runner Joe Biden, and then you've also got Bernie Sanders, who's fallen off a little bit. There is a clear difference between a guy like Joe Biden, who's been in the Senate, for 40 years, then was VP, more of that blue dog moderate Democrat originally, but he's being pulled to the left, as you pointed out, because primaries always kind of lean that way to the extreme. What do you see with Joe Biden? He's got a target on his back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the front runner right now. He has his name recognition, and if he can get beyond that, he could win the primary. He's kind of a buffoon if you think about it. I think he's probably the one most likely to have the ability to beat Trump potentially. But think about Joe Biden. He's 76 years old right now. He'll be 78 if elected. He'll be like 86. When he gets out of his last term, he does 2 terms. So I just can't imagine. I'm not being ageist, but there's a level of energy that Trump kind of brings to the job, even though he's only 4 or 5 years younger than Biden. But Biden just seems like he's lost it a little bit. Like he's not quite there. He's not quite. His game is down a little bit. He's not sharp. He's not lazy with his campaigning. He's lazy with his speech. He makes gaffes all the time, and he's a likable enough guy. He's one of those little guys you kind of want to give nookies to. Hey, you're not going to. He was like a little kind of slap a towel at him in the locker room. He's that type of guy, but. At the end of the day, he's trying to tie himself to Obama, and Obama seems like he wants no part of it.
Yeah, with Joe Biden, he's got such a long record, and for a guy who has been on every side of every issue, and who has had to work with more moderate Democrats, who working with segregationists back in the 70s, when an old guy in the 70s, it wasn't odd for him to be a segregationist. Because that's just the way the world worked.
By the way, what people don't know, those were Democrats.
Right. No, nobody wants to say that those guys were Democrats, but they were. I mean, these were segregationist Democrats in the 70s. And so,
the ones with the fire hoses, the one with the German shepherds, the ones in the cities that put up these monuments, they were Democrats, so people understand.
So, I mean, I wonder, though, if any of the Democrats are going to attack Biden on this stuff, because there was no room. Like last night, it was because they have this hive mind, this collective thought where they all agree. There was nobody went after Elizabeth Warren last night for the Native American thing. Nobody went after the obvious things that Donald Trump will go after them on. I mean, will they go after Biden on that stuff? I mean, will it get nasty, or will it just be playing nice like they did in the first night?
Yeah, I was hoping Trump would live tweet it. It's kind of funny where he kind of berates them. But I think all he did last night was boring. It's very boring. You can't rush to the podium and promise to give someone stuff that's not yours to give. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And the stupidity of people sitting there waiting to hear this. Hey, what's he going to give me? What am I going to get out of this deal? What can I get out of this deal? It was that Kennedy said, that's not what government can do for you, but what you can do for the government. I mean, I think the idea of your country, I think the idea of just wanting something for free is just a low-minded, weak, cowardly, and just unadmirable person to be if you're a Democrat, where you just want to be given something by the government. It's just embarrassing. And I think most people see past it.
It's pandering in the worst way. And I think most people see past it. Really, the pandering last night was, did you hear Cory Booker and Beto O'Rourke speaking Spanish randomly, out of nowhere?
Yeah, they were starting to pander. And Cory Booker plays this card about how tough the African Americans have had it. His parents were IBM executives. He went to Stanford. This guy's not
right. Yeah,
he's living the American dream. No, he's not from the main streets of Newark. His parents were, six-figure IBM executives, right? So he should be proud of this country and not just act like he's, like everybody. No one has a shot. I mean, his family is living the American dream. That's what we want to happen.
Absolutely.
But yet somehow it's more expedient in politics to say, look, you've been done wrong, and we're going to correct the wrongs done to you, both real and imagined.
Oh, yeah, the victim mentality. I mean, it's definitely there. All right, Ron Hart, your latest column, you can read it online. Google Ron Hart, ocregister.com. Chattanooga Times Free Press. Those are two places to get Ron's latest column on all the freebies and giveaways and what's going on. I think that's your latest column, the topic. So go check that out. Ron, I appreciate you being in the Nation of Jake, my man.
Hi, buddy.
All right, there you go. There's Ron Hart. Always fun to talk to him. We've got some more headlines to get to, and we'll do it on the news cruise. We'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. The Supreme Court has pulled the plug on the administration's plans to put a citizenship question on next year's census forms. The justices say the White House did a poor job presenting its case. Ilya Shapiro of the Cato Institute.
It's not that it's proper or not to include the question, but the agency did not support its decision with enough evidence. That is, they didn't follow the Administrative Procedure Act, which is the statute that sets out what executive agencies need to do when they promulgate regulations or take certain actions. And so here, the court said it's not supported enough.
As for gerrymandering, the court sided with Democrats in Maryland and Republicans in North Carolina. CBS's Thane Rosenbaum.
The Supreme Court is finally making a clear distinction between racial gerrymandering and political gerrymandering. The court has now ruled that rigging the electoral results to prejudice racial voters is unconstitutional. But the same thing for political objectives is not.
CBS News Update. I'm Jim Mishenlevy.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
Meriton provides services for seniors focused on making them feel independent and improving their quality of life, whether that's through work opportunities or being able to age in their own home. Meriton offers programs such as in-home care, including meal prep, household chores, home health with skilled nursing and therapy services, and employment for low-income seniors through job training and a paid part-time placement program. Call them today at 901-766-0600. Meriton, well-being, independence, quality, and compassion.
Hi, this is Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady with iBank Mortgage. What's going on in the home mortgage business? After several years of record low interest rates, a terrible recession, and plummeting home values, things are finally turning around. But what does that mean to those interest rates and home values? What's Congress going to do to us? Join me Monday morning at 8 and I'll tell you what's happening in today's still changing mortgage world. It's the mortgage lady with Ludi at iBank. Every Monday morning at 8. You ask the questions, I'll give you the answers.
This is Clark Howard. I want to tell you something very important for your wallet if you are somebody who's a diligent saver for your future. And that is that most of us at our places of work, if we have access to a 401k, are offered the choice of a traditional 401k or what's known as the Roth 401k. Traditional, it's money that's not been taxed yet. Roth version, it's money that is after tax. So most people, regardless how much money they make, automatically go into the traditional because you think it's such a good deal to get that upfront tax break. But what you're missing is that later in life when you retire, every penny in that traditional will be taxed every penny, everything you earn, the whole kit and caboodle is tax-free in the Roth. Almost all of us would do better in the Roth 401k, not the traditional.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake is on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube. Still going strong there, so if you want to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. All right? YouTube, Nation of Jake, the channel. Also on Facebook, Twitter, Nation of Jake. So many ways to get in touch. Holler at me, send me some hate mail. We'll get to that eventually. All right, so right now we've got some headlines. We need to hop on the old news cruise. It's a leisurely look at the headlines brought to you by our friends at Just Windows Home Services, justwindowsmemphis.com.
News. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The news cruise. Full of exciting news. The news cruise. So relax and kick off your shoes.
All right, welcome aboard the news cruise. Once again, brought to you by Just Windows Home Services, 751-3934 at 751-3934. Call them. They can clean not just your windows, but also your blinds, ceiling fans, chandeliers. You need some light bulbs changed? You got vaulted ceilings, can't get up that high? Well, the guys at Just Windows Home Services can. And you can also do some pressure washing. Well, your house needs to be pressure washed. You got some buildup. You got some debris. You got a dirty pool deck, walkway, patio, deck, whatever it is, they can take care of it. As well as your gutters. You got to keep those clean this time of year, especially after a rain like today. It's going to heat up again, and then mosquitoes and ants, all kinds of bugs will breed all in the gunk that's built up in your gutters. You don't want that. You do not want West Nile virus, so make sure you keep those all clear with Just Windows Home Services, 751-3934. You tell them the Nation of Jake sent you, you can get 20% off your free estimate from Just Windows Home Services, 751-3934. Today in the news cruise are two main stories, the ones you're hearing about at the top of the hour from CBS News, and you'll get the updates on your phone, notifications on the old phone or on the social media. A couple of Supreme Court cases have been decided, decisions handed down in a Supreme Court 5-4 ruling. Federal judges have no role in policing partisan redistricting, effectively removing the courts from the process and leaving controversial congressional maps in North Carolina and Maryland in place. So the opinion on gerrymandering, authored by Chief Justice John Roberts, stated that federal courts do not have jurisdiction to rule on political questions such as this. It's up to lawmakers to deal with such issues. So, political or partisan gerrymandering by state lawmakers or those who make those congressional maps is perfectly okay. As long as it's not racial gerrymandering, then you've got a problem. That would be unconstitutional. So, Justice Elena Kagan strongly disagreed with the conservative majority, as she always does. It's never, joining the conservative justices was a liberal justice. It's always, joining the liberal justices was this one conservative justice, and it's usually John Roberts. It's odd the way that works, man. It's like I was saying earlier with the lockstep stuff. When you're liberal, when you're a Democrat, you're lockstep. You do not step out of line. If you do, there will be repercussions you don't want. That's why you don't cross Nancy Pelosi. She doesn't like it. There's going to be problems. The other case you're hearing about is this one about the census question. The Supreme Court has blocked the citizenship question for the census. Donald Trump wanted to add the question. Wilbur Ross, one of his dudes there, who was he? The Secretary of Commerce. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross wanted to have this put on the census. It makes sense to me, but I guess they didn't show their work. Justice John Roberts concluded that there was sufficient reason for concern why the Commerce Department wanted to add the question. Roberts had supported the 4 liberal justices once again. So Roberts, who was appointed by W, he sides with the liberal justices on this one. So no citizenship question on the 2020 census. And now Donald Trump is saying, we might just delay the census, I guess, until he can get his ducks in a row and get that question on there. We've got more locally. Memphis Police Department says there have been more than 24 interstate shootings this year. Yesterday, we reported on two internet shootings in the news yesterday, along with somebody throwing rocks at cars on the interstate. But since the beginning of 2019, more than 24 shootings have occurred on Memphis area interstates and highways, leaving at least 10 people injured. At least 2 people died in interstate shootings this year. Some of the shootings are believed to have occurred between a victim and suspect that are possibly known to each other. Some have occurred due to road rage or due to an argument that began elsewhere and ended up on the interstate, and some have occurred for unknown reasons. So it's kind of like it runs the gamut of reasons for being shot on the interstate. MPD has not provided details about each of the shootings, but MPD and other law enforcement agencies did release information about 12 of them. Of the 12 shootings, most of the shootings have happened on I-40 and 240, 2 shootings on Highway 385, and 1 on Sam Cooper Boulevard, the one reported early Wednesday morning. While most of the shootings happened at night, 4 happened during daylight hours from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Be careful out there on the interstate. Not that there's anything you can do about it while you're already hurling yourself down the street in speeds excess of 55 miles per hour. Just hope for the best. I guess just when you drive, be careful not to wreck, but also when you drive, hope to not get shot. Hey, a $50,000 Powerball ticket was sold in Collierville. The lucky winner purchased their ticket at Collierville C-Store on New Byhalia Road. Another $50,000 winner was sold in Counts, Tennessee. The winning ticket in Collierville has not been claimed yet. Well, that's only because Earl Farrell's busy today, you see? And you know what? He's not in a big hurry to go collect his $50,000. Earl's a baller. He doesn't need it. And he'll just put that in his pocket for a rainy day. But it's raining today! And we'll finish it up here. The Music Hall of Fame, Memphis Music Hall of Fame inductees for this year will include Tina Turner from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Steve Cropper, Stax songwriter and guitarist, along with West Tennessee native Tina Turner, I just said that, Charlie Musselwhite, and soul songwriter-producer Dan Penn, along with the Memphis Boys, are among the 2019 class for the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. If you get the chance to go to an induction for the Memphis Music Hall of Fame, you should go. I got to go when Justin Timberlake was inducted, and Jimmy Fallon was there, and I think that Webster was there, Emmanuel Lewis showed up, and Steve Cropper played guitar, and I think that Sam Cooke was there, and they all sang, and it was fun. So if you got the chance to go, I believe at the Cannon Center, they do that. So congratulations to Tina Turner from Beyond Thunderdome, from Mad Max. We don't need another hero. Who runs Border Town? All right. We're going to wrap things up. We'll preview tonight's debate. And also, very surprising, an NBC op-ed from NBC News. They've declared a winner of the debate, and it's not who you think. And we'll talk about it next, right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9, and AM. The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9, and AM 990.
KWAM, The Voice salutes our seniors all month long. Baby boomers are hitting retirement with vitality and vigor that's redefining how senior communities are designed and health care is administered. Estimates show that by 2050, there'll be 83.7 million people 65 and older. On average, seniors are the most affluent demographic in America, with seniors having 5 times the net worth of the average American. Today's seniors are redefining aging. They'll play games remotely with their grandkids or read the news on their iPads. In America, seniors use more internet than any other age group. KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by
Memphis Jewish Home and Rehab, near Forest Hill Irene and Walnut Grove in Cordova. 901-758-0036. Providence Assisted Living in Senatobia. Quality senior living in a caring environment. Call 662-562-9229. Brown Properties. They specialize in commercial and industrial real estate in all of North Mississippi.
He helped me locate a space and helped me get in so easily. The most professional, most accommodating person that I have ever worked with in my professional career.
I would absolutely recommend Jim Brown very highly. As a matter of fact, he'll be my real estate agent from now into the future for sure.
Hi, I'm Jim Brown with Brown Properties, commercial industrial real estate located in South Haven, Mississippi. Call me at 662-393-2255.
Renew, refresh, and rejuvenate in Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses. After surgery or a hospital stay, you want to get back to your normal lifestyle. If you can't recover at home, Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses provide the transitional care you need to heal mind, body, and spirit. Experienced staff offer physical therapy, speech, and occupational therapy. Enjoy private suites, chef-prepared meals, therapy garden, and more. Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses, personalized care in a home environment. For more information, call 901-386-3211.
Do you like choices? Do you like being part of the design? How about being involved in picking the type of wood, stain, and customizing the size of your furniture too? Well, you can do all that and more at Amish Excellence. They have the highest value in furniture that is reasonably priced and handcrafted by the Amish. Imagine dining room tables, chairs, bar stools, hutches, chests, end tables, and more. Amish Excellence's showroom is located at 3601 South Houston Levee Road, Suite 106.
When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake is on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on YouTube for just a few moments more, and then the Earl Farrell program will take over. All right, so tonight is night 2 of the Democrat debates. We went over at length last night. Nobody really stood out, at least not to me. I guess that by default, Elizabeth Warren was the winner, although she faded out in the second half kind of got lost among the 10 candidates. The clear loser was Beto O'Rourke. Now, these are just things that you may read about today, but something that you might not read, or if you do read it, it may surprise you. An NBC News op-ed this morning declared President Trump the winner of the first Democratic presidential debate of the 2020 election cycle. Author and reporter Jonathan Allen expressed surprise that Trump emerged largely unscathed as the field of 10 candidates mostly avoided talking about him or attacking him at all. Now, after the debate, Elizabeth Warren argued that ignoring Trump was intentional because he's an old show that people are getting tired of. But by doing so, Allen argues Democrats could allow Trump to exploit their divisions and position himself for re-election. He was one step closer to that after Wednesday's debate. NBC is not some sort of hard right-wing news organization. And all the more surprising, see, Donnie Deutsch of MSNBC, he declared confidently that after the debate that none of the 10 candidates on stage could defeat Trump next year, including Warren. MSNBC host Joe Scarborough said it was a missed opportunity for Democrats to go after Joe Biden, who will take the stage tonight. In the meantime, New York Post columnist John Podhoretz said that he said that these candidates got up there saying what they'll do for illegal immigrants more so than what they'll do for swing voters that they need to defeat Trump. So there's a lot of criticism of the performance by these Democrats last night. It's not unfounded. I mean, you don't go after Trump. I mean, largely, listen, all these candidates have the same ideas. I mean, they're not really deviating too much from, hey, free stuff, free college, open borders, all that kind of stuff, free abortions. Those are the ideas that are out there. They're all being pulled left. I mean, what's going to set them apart is who can beat Donald Trump. And if none of them can, then you lose. You lose the debate. So I guess we will see what happens in tonight's debate, where Biden will be there. He's more of a target. You know, he might be the one who is different. He's the one who's thought to be the one who can beat Trump. So rest assured that Bernie will be gunning for Biden, and then you might have some people gunning for Bernie, and maybe Bernie will speak some Spanish. I cannot wait to hear Bernie try to speak a Spanish. That to me would be amazing. You know, no necesita usted 18 tipos de deodorantes en el mercado. Debajo de la mesa hay un grande pedazo de carne asada. Whatever. Just getting real into it. Now, tonight, I think that the second nighters, tonight's lineup, they've got the benefit of looking at what happened last night and how they need to set themselves apart. Again, this is just going to be one of those showcases. However, it would be great if somebody held them to account, one of the moderators, maybe Lester Holt, say something like, Bernie Sanders, you supported the right to vote for the Boston bomber. Do you still support Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's right to vote? Ask them hard questions. Joe Biden, you supported the Hyde Amendment for 40 years. You reaffirmed your support for the Hyde Amendment over those 40 years, and then within 24 hours, you flip-flopped. How do you explain that to the American people? Mayor Pete Buttigieg, at present moment, you are facing a crisis in your town of South Bend, Indiana. How can you lead the country when you can't even lead the town in which you were elected mayor? Kamala Harris, you have incarcerated dozens upon dozens of people for smoking marijuana. Now you are for the legalization of marijuana. Why the change? Kirsten Gillibrand, who are you and why are you here? What is a John Hickenlooper? This is your question for John Hickenlooper. What in the holy hell is a Hickenlooper? That's your question, sir. Just make me the moderator. I'll do it. Not for free, though. I don't work for free. Kidding me? I'm not Earl Farrell. I don't got like $50,000 lottery tickets just in my back pocket I forget about. All right, Earl's up next. I'll be back tomorrow at 1. So long. Thanks for all the fish.
CBS News at the top of every hour. Serving Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. The latest news stories are here. This is KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I'm Jim Shenevy. The House will vote on the Senate's bipartisan border funding bill, but Democrats are not happy about it. Bill Rakoff reports.
In a letter to colleagues, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi slammed the Senate for what she called ignoring House priorities on the immigration funding bill. But she said in an effort to put migrant children first, House Democrats will reluctantly, in her words, pass the Senate version of the bill. It includes money for border enforcement, but that met with stiff resistance from progressive Democrats in the House, some of whom vowed not to spend one penny on such measures. Bill Rakoff, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Supreme Court handed New York and